Hey everybody, Seth from WCS Paddle Sports here. I'm out here on the Columbia River today in Portland, trying to find some answers to some very popular questions we've gotten this year. Hugely popular boat, the Hobie Mirage Revolution 16. I've had a lot of questions about speed and stability and things like that, and I haven't gotten around to making a video about them yet, but that's what we're here to do today. We're gonna get out on the water, we're gonna do some paddling, we're gonna do some pedaling, we're gonna try a couple of different drives, and see how this goes. Well, this was my first time really getting to spend some quality time in a Revolution 16. As far as the drives go, this is the least difference I've seen between a standard and turbo drive on a boat. You may have noticed there, I wasn't using a standard Hobie paddle on the paddling clips. I was using a high-performance Werner carbon paddle. That one was actually a whitewater paddle. It's 197 centimeters, so it's a lot shorter than what you would actually use if you were going out actually paddling for a day. Basically, having a paddle that much shorter made it a lot easier for me to really sprint. Since I was only doing maybe like 50 yards or 60 yards, I didn't really need to worry about having a paddle to cover a lot of ground with. If I was doing any real amount of paddling for like a mile or two or anything longer really than what I was doing, I would have wanted to have something longer, something more in the neighborhood of 220, 230 centimeters, which 230 is what the standard Hobie paddle is. The one thing that I would say with the Revo 16, it's an absolutely necessary upgrade, is the larger rudder blade. This was our demo boat, so it has the standard rudder blade, and I don't have any of the turning clips in there, but even at full speed, when I slam the rudder all the way around, it still takes a minute, and that's just the nature of a longer boat. If you're a pretty experienced kayaker and you've tried a bunch of different kayaks, you'd know that if you have like a 10-foot kayak and then the same version but 16 feet, so very similar boats, just a lot longer, every foot you add to that, it takes away a little bit of your maneuverability. So The trade-off there is, you know, with a shorter boat, you don't track as well and you're typically not as fast, but you can turn on a dime. Whereas in a longer boat like the Revo 16, you're going to go super fast and it's going to go in a straight line. But then when you need to turn, you just got a lot more boat to turn around, so it takes a while. So in this case, having that upgraded rudder blade is almost a necessity if you really want to be able to maneuver well. Now the other big thing here is stability. I've never actually stood in a Revolution 16 until I made this video. I was pretty curious. I've stood in a lot of boats, so you know, saying that I could stand in it isn't saying that everybody's going to get in this boat and be able to stand up. But I will say that for this boat being as thin as it is, I was really impressed when I did stand up. You can kind of see in the video I made like a surprised face when I stood up, and I was like, oh, this is actually better than I thought. And I was able to kind of wiggle the boat back and forth. Yeah, that actually surprised me because I figured it would be like most thin boats. You stand up and it's kind of dicey and you stand there for a second and then you just slowly sit back down. Now, the really impressive thing about this is if you've followed this channel for a while and you've seen all of our different speed test videos throughout the year, you've probably noticed the fastest I've gone in one of these boats so far was 7 miles an hour in the Revolution 13 earlier this year, and I believe that was with turbo fins on it. I was still not breaking 8. So in this case, with standard fins, we're almost right on the cusp of hitting 9. With turbo fins, we're getting over 9. Paddling alone, we're doing over 7. So just paddling this boat at top speed, we were going about as fast as the Revo 13 at full speed with turbo fins. So this boat is really a performance design. It is made to go fast. It is made to go far. If I was looking for something to really cover some ground and go really fast, hands down, the Revolution 16 takes the cake. I mean, pedaling and paddling at the same time is not something you're really going to do, but 9.6 miles an hour, just so close to hitting double digits, 10 miles an hour, which I've never even been close to before in one of these pedal-driven boats. So kind of blew my mind a little bit while I was out there, and when I was looking back over the video and seeing these numbers, I'm pretty impressed at the performance of this boat. Alright everybody, that's all I've got for today on the Revo 16. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave us a like, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more videos like this. If you have any more questions about the Hobie Revolution 16, feel free to leave us a comment below. I would love to answer your questions. Just let me know what you got. If you ever want to reach out to us directly and ask some questions about the Hobies or parts, accessories, things like that, rigging a boat, reach out to us at kayaks@westcoastsealing.net. That'll come to me and we'll get back to you. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day and have fun out there.